Welcome to the Red Carpet Report, your backstage pass for celebrity book clubs, book adaptations, and new book releases. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Kirsten.
And we're your hosts.
Today's episode is a little bit out of order. You may have followed us on Instagram and known that I accidentally ended up in the emergency room with an infection, post-surgical. I'm totally fine, but we could not film last week's episode like we were supposed to. So we're swapping them because today is a pick party. We know the August Celebrity Book Club spoiler, so we wanted to do that episode. But the episode from last week, which is supposed to be the plot twist, will be next week instead. And then we will resume our regularly scheduled program. So sorry about that.
So what are we doing this week for the Red Carpet Report rundown?
I was thinking for the rundown this week that because we missed a few episodes in July, that we'd kind of do like a little recap of the bigger news that we maybe missed and hadn't had a chance to talk about yet.
I'm excited about that.
All right. So first of all, both of us watched on Netflix I Will Find You, which is based on Harlan Coben's book by the same title.
Yes. And we loved it. I watched it with my husband and we loved it. It was fantastic. You both watched it also, right?
Yes. And my husband is very big into these like thriller shows. He's watching Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed right now, which like I saw one episode of and was like, this is not for me. And he is like full force. He will be done binging it within 24 hours. So the fact that we both liked I Will Find You really says something.
And it was very exciting for me because my husband was like, oh, maybe I should try some Harlan Coben books. And I was like, I've only been telling you that for probably 7 years, but go ahead. That's a great idea.
I feel like that means he's officially reached like old man territory because like my father-in-law is so big on the David Baldacci, which I know Ellie already reads. And then the Harlan Coben and the what's his name? Jack Ryan is that character.
Oh, no, my husband reads all the Gabriel Allon books by Daniel Silva.
Yep.
He's obsessed with them. So we're expanding his horizons a little.
Oh my God, I love it. He's going to be on to Tom Clancy next.
I know.
That's when you know you've hit a certain age, I think.
I mean, well, we did get our AARP cards in the mail, so it seems like a natural progression.
Oh man, that's rough. AARP.
Yeah.
That's just out there ruining days of people left and right. It's okay, because when we were talking to Virginia Hume, she was telling us that her daughter was like, oh, people of my generation love to read historical fiction from the 90s. And we were all like, okay, that firmly puts us all in old age.
That stings just a little.
Just a little. All right. Well, let's talk about some of the more fun book news. Like my biggest excitement is that those pajamas that I was wearing in the last episode that we both had like different print fresh pajamas on, they collabed with Emily Henry to create pajamas, and it says like emotional baggage.
I'm obsessed.
So cute.
I'm obsessed. I am going to have to order a pair.
They have like a beach bag on them and sunglasses and passports, and they're just such the summery vibes. And it so works with her books, and she's the model for the campaign.
Oh, is she? That's so cute.
Yeah. So I'll put that in the show notes so you can see it. But also in Emily Henry news, she has special editions of
beach reads and people we meet on vacation.
And now she has a special edition coming out this month for book lovers. And the spine is all painted with books.
So excited. These are actually like her three most favorite books of mine.
Okay.
And I'm sure everybody who's read all the Emily Henrys probably agree, which is why they've turned these ones into those really pretty special editions.
Oh, yeah.
So we just found out that Helpless by Jessica Knoll is going to be adapted for TV.
You loved this book.
Yeah, it was so dark and so messed up, but I loved it anyway.
Is it one of these thrillers that we're going to end up watching with our husbands?
I think our husbands would love it.
Okay.
Our husbands would love it. It's just dark and twisted, and I didn't see the ending coming, and I think it actually would be fabulous as a TV show.
Well, I know for sure that next summer we have a major adaptation coming out because Lynn Painter's Fake Skating has been announced as I guess it's filmed already, which I didn't even realize that it had been optioned, but it's coming out in July of 2027.
Oh, that would be so fun.
And it was the YA GMA book club pick.
Right.
So I feel like we know what the YA girlies are going to be watching on TV next summer. The final bit of book news is a big one, and it's for a March 2027 book release.
Taylor Jenkins Reid announced her next book. So I'm so excited about this. It is called The Last Days of Vic and Coco. So now it is time for our main segment, which is the pick party. By the time you guys will see this, they will all have been announced. We're filming it a few days ahead of time. And there was a little bit of drama, should we say, this month when we were getting our tips in for spoilers.
That's right. We got a tip. This all went down in like a 90-minute period of time. The last one we didn't have was the read with Jenna. We got a tip for what it was. And I don't want to spoil what that one, the original tip was, because we're going to talk about it later in the episode. And I posted it, right? Jackie updated the post. She put it in. I posted it online. Within 5 minutes, multiple people came forward and were like, actually, I think it's this other one, which funny enough is the one that you had said you hoped it would be.
Yes. And I said I thought it was going to be between these two. And when you told me you read it, which one is it? I had picked the second one.
Right. And so then we re-upped the post essentially to be like, so now we're hearing both of these, but all of the people that had given us the tip had not seen a sticker.
Exactly.
So we were kind of like, it could really honestly be either one.
Right.
Then we get a tip that their local Barnes & Noble had book one out early available for purchase, and it did not have a sticker. So we took it off. And then the following day, we got the sticker proof for the second one. But it was literally like for an hour and a half. One of us would update, then we would switch back, then we'd hear like it was very hectic.
Yeah.
It was very hectic. That does not usually happen.
That has never happened to us before.
No. And it just was like quick, disputed, handled, correct one is done within like 90 minutes it was
right. And which is so funny that we got I would call it like the fake tip. I mean, it wasn't fake, but the one that they mentioned was the other one that I thought that it could be.
Right. Which is wild.
Which is so crazy because I was like, it's really between these two. And then we got a tip for both of them. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this.
So basically, we've decided that book number one is going to be Jackie's bookmark this week. So she can talk to you about it also. But for now, let's talk about what the real Read with Jenna pick is.
The real pick for Read with Jenna is Sunlight Finds You by Laura Moriarty.
She is best known for her book, The Chaperone.
Yes. And I read that too, and I loved it. So this book was so good. It was 5 stars from the minute I picked it up and started this book. I could not put it down. It is the story of 2 people. They're teenagers when they meet. They're in high school. They fall in love. Leo's dad wants him to have nothing to do with her because he wants his son to be going to an Ivy League school, and he just doesn't want any women or anything getting in his way. And he rebels against his father and decides he's not doing that. And he enlists. Then it becomes a story of their love story. There's the Korean War. So it's set in the 50s. It's beautifully written. It deals with teenage pregnancy and what happened to women and women's rights in those days, which we really forget that all women basically stayed at home. And the idea of being pregnant without being married was like mind-blowing.
Right.
It's 5 stars. It's fantastic.
Are you surprised that it was the Jenna pick?
No.
Like, did you think it was going to be a GMA or a Reese or no? It just like screams Jenna.
It screams Jenna. A+. A+ choice.
I guessed a book correctly back in our Looking Beyond with our members when we
Yes.
chat about what is upcoming. I correctly guessed one of these picks that I
Yes.
had read, but I thought it was Screamed Jenna.
Yes.
So I personally was a little disappointed that it was chosen by GMA because I just felt like it was made for Jenna. So, but now I know
Interesting.
that if she chose this one, that this was also made for Jenna.
Yes. I think seriously this month there could have been multiple books that Jenna could have chosen that like scream Jenna.
Yeah. So the one I'm talking about that's the GMA pick is Take What You Can by Naima Coster. Now, she was a Read with Jenna pick before. Jenna doesn't normally pick the same author twice, so that was not in my favor. But it was back in 2021 for What's
Right.
Yours and Mine. And so I thought maybe there's a chance. You know, it's been 5 years. She could pick her. I thought it was going to be perfect for her because it's about two female friends who are essentially found family, found sisters. And she tends to like sister books. It's also about motherhood. There's a bunch of secrets. It's a dual timeline. It's about Val and Millie, who met in France when they were just out of college. They became really good friends over the course of this like exchange program trip. And they sort of are bonded for life. Val has decided to move to New York because she's pregnant, and Millie is also pregnant, and they want to raise their kids together. They both have marital issues. They both have motherhood issues. They both have like sort of secrets they're keeping from one another. And you're kind of like, is this friendship going to survive this next stage of their life? And it just feels like there's so much to talk about that I knew it was going to be a book club pick. And I do see why it could be a GMA one too, but it just felt like something Jenna would really want to sink her teeth into. So I'm a little sad about that I didn't choose the correct one, but I'm down with this choice.
You're being a little hard on yourself.
With that said, we don't currently know the GMA YA pick, but hopefully we'll know that soon. I'm going to guess it's another fantasy. But if I could choose for them, I would choose the book Killing Sadie, which comes out on August 4th because it was such a good YA thriller, and we haven't had like a good YA thriller from them in a while. And so I'd really love for them to choose this book, but I don't have any other guesses as of right now.
Is it a Sunny Reads book month?
It is not. So they chose in July. So that's for their July and August. But you read The Reese.
I did read The Reese. It is The Wild Beneath by Kelly Anderson. And this is such a unique book. It gave me the feels of Wild Dark Shore. Okay. So I loved it. I didn't love it as much as Wild Dark Shore.
Okay.
But I feel like that's not a fair comparison because Wild Dark Shore was just like one of the best books.
Knock your socks off. Yeah, that was
ever.
If you haven't read that one, get in on that.
So this was such an interesting and unique book. It starts off after a massive earthquake off the coast of British Columbia in Canada has unleashed a tsunami, and it's taken out a huge part of the coast of Canada, all the way up British Columbia, up to Vancouver. It goes back and we learn about this woman. She has grown up on a boat with her parents. Her mother was always viewed as very kind of strange. And throughout, we learn the story of her mother. Her mother never felt comfortable being on land. The father was a doctor and quit his job. They bought a boat and they lived off the boat. So this woman has spent her entire life, she's 20 now, on the boat. It is after the tsunami. Her parents are gone, and she finds a boy washed up on shore. And at first he has terrible amnesia, and it becomes her relationship with him from the boy that she'd already loved her whole life and their story. And it's
so like a little love triangle-y?
A little love triangle-y, but such a love story to the environment and the way that we live off the land and expectations and schooling. And it's just so well written and such a beautiful story.
This sounds a lot like Habits of the Sea.
From what you said, it sounds like it's very similar also.
Which I was deeply disappointed that one was not picked by anyone. But this sounds very, very similar.
I feel like in the last little while, we've had these books that where nature, more than the tsunami, nature's kind of a character in this. Because I read the other book, Understory, that was also about a tsunami.
Right.
So all
Underwater.
Underwater. Thank you. Understory is Chloe Benjamin's new book that I'm reading. That's also about the environment, but it's set in Antarctica.
Oh, see.
So I feel like this is a new trend in books, and I love them. They feel very
timely.
Yeah, they feel very timely, but they also have a very surreal component to them. So this one has a little bit of magical realism, but you kind of don't know where that ends and where it begins. So it's such a good book. I'm interested for everyone when you read it. Let me know what you guys all think of it.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the part of the episode where we talk about former Celebrity Book Club picks who have books coming out this month. And pretty much all of them, aside from your bookmark, are thrillers.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I feel like right about now is the time where I'm seeing a ton of thrillers starting to come out, which you'd think not necessarily, but the end of August or the beginning of August is really kind of the start of the fall season.
Right.
Right.
At least for publishing.
For publishing. Not for necessarily what we're reading. Like, we're still into the summer reading, but they want the books to be on the shelves for a little bit by the time September comes around, so that when it's fall, people can be like, oh,
I'm ready for my fall creepy vibe.
Yes.
We have My Sister Is Gonna Kill Me by Nina Simon. She was the Reese pick for Mother-Daughter Murder Night.
Oh, okay.
Which I thought could have been a sequel. Like, I was wondering if we were going to see this like trio, because actually the grandmother was involved too.
I love it.
And so I was wondering if we were going to get back with them, but this one is not. This is about two sisters trying to bond on a trip. Someone winds up dead and they need to try to solve the mystery. So it's a little more mystery than thriller, but there are, at least for her last one, there were some suspenseful moments that kind of make it one of those like mystery thriller types.
Okay. So the next one is Promise Me Never. It's Liv Constantine. And this one is about a woman who moves to the woods with her husband and becomes obsessed with the husband's ex-wife, who is deceased. So I don't know, maybe she thinks that he did it and now she's stuck in the woods with him?
I don't know. I don't know, but she was the Reese pick for The Last Mrs. Parrish.
Yes.
Which, you know, everyone, that's like one of the OG, I feel like, psychological thrillers. And we know she can write like a twisty domestic.
Right.
So let's see.
Going to be something going on with this one.
Oh, yeah. The last one is Time to Burn by Ellery Lloyd.
Okay.
And she wrote The Club, which I thought was such a fun Reese pick. This one is a little bit of a departure. It is a sci-fi time travel situation where a woman is going to be a documentary filmmaker about this tech billionaire who can travel through time, and she's there to like record their time in the past. It's supposed to be like going so well, or their return, I should say, from the past, except they show up like bloodied and traumatized and with someone missing. So, and she recognizes some of the people. So there's like a whole mystery element to that. And I don't normally love a sci-fi, but I do make an exception for time travel.
Yes.
And her last one was just like so campy and fun, The Club, that I could totally see myself getting into this book.
It sounds like there are sci-fi elements, but it's still mostly a mystery thriller.
Totally.
Which the Gillian McAllister, right? That also had time travel.
Right.
Right? In case you guys didn't know, she keeps going back in time and back in time and back in time.
Right.
But it doesn't feel like a sci-fi.
Right. I guess it's kind of like the time traveler's way.
Right,
Like, yeah,
right.
it's sci-fi, but like, is it really sci-fi? I don't know. Time travel is like an exception. That's my one and only exception.
I feel like it is an exception, except for when they turn time travel into like a real science fiction. I'm like, now you've just taken the joy of time travel away from me.
Right. I want to have time travel without the science of time travel.
Right.
Yeah. Like pop me back to Outlander times, you know?
100%. The joy of time travel without having to hear the theoretical possibilities of time travel. Okay.
Well, that concludes the thriller mystery genre situation, which leaves only one book, which is like a literary fiction, and it's going to be your bookmark.
Yes, it is The Secrets of Deer Creek by Thao.
She was formerly the Jenna pick for Banyan Moon, which was excellent.
This was the other one that I thought could be a pick, but again, she has already been a pick. And so that was working against her, right? So like you said, Jenna doesn't usually pick the same people twice. We'd already known the other people, so it wasn't that big of a surprise that it wasn't chosen, but it's excellent. So the story is about two sisters. One is an artist and the other is an art restorer. Their father dies and leaves them an envelope. And inside are letters and drawings that look like they're from a famous artist who kind of lived a very bit of a reclusive lifestyle. People don't know a ton about this artist. And they're wondering how the father got this work. It goes on for the two sisters, moving from place to place, tracking down the mystery of who this artist was and how the father got this information. It goes into their past. We go back in time and we actually see the artist and we learn about the artist. It was fantastic. It's a sister story. It's a mystery. It's about art and artists and art restoration. And it was so well written.
I'm loving all these stories about art. I just feel like art books are making a comeback and I really like them.
I love stories about art. I think it started years ago when I read The Art Forger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a great one.
I became obsessed with this idea of how people forge art and make it look like it was old. So there's a beginning part in this book that kind of reminded me of that, because she is a restorer and she thinks that there might be another painting hidden underneath the painting. I just find the whole idea of art restoration is so interesting. It's a mystery in and of itself.
I think we might have to do art books in the future because it would make a really good plot twist episode. Because I can think of 4 off the top of my head that are absolutely knock your socks off phenomenal. And I feel like that needs to be its own episode to really like give them their spotlight.
I think that's a great idea. I actually think maybe we should choose that for a reading challenge.
Yes.
What do you guys think? 2027 reading challenge? Books about art?
But for next week's plot twist, we do have a plot twist episode because we're going out of order. And we're going to be talking about books set in tropical locations, which feels a little more appropriate for the summertime.
Yes, it is our reading challenge prompt for August.
Right.
Which is why it's out of order.
Right, because we really wanted to talk about it, especially because our book club author recorded a segment with us. So we want to make sure that you can see that and hear about the book that we're choosing.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you what it is now. It's a little early, but it's actually late. So it's Liar's Dice by Juliet Faithful. It's absolutely phenomenal. You'll hear more about it next week. But if you are interested in the book club, I'm telling you now so you have time to read it, since you only have a couple weeks to read it by the time we talk about it next week.
Perfect. So like, follow, subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Happy reading.